is I, the Fiendish Dr. Phil Nichols, bidding you welcome to another edition of From the Lab. Well, it's now September, and it's gotten quite humid around here, and you might say, well, Dr. Phil, why should we be concerned about the humidity? Well, I'll tell you why. The humidity is moisture in the air, and that affects the dry rate of latex and the cure rate of latex. And until these things are thoroughly dried and cured, it is brutal trying to seam them. And the additions are getting older, and the molds are wearing pretty good, and it takes me a little while longer than it used to seam these things up and get them fixed. But that said, I am making great progress. We are down to finishing out the jokers within the next 2 weeks. Something happened. I shipped a joker up to New Jersey using USPS priority mail, and I guess he was on his honeymoon or something. He was in Florida, and he had his neighbor checking on the package. Well, according to the website and the tracking info and everything, the package was delivered. He didn't get the package. Post office was absolutely zero help. And never mind, they're charging an arm and a leg to ship stuff nowadays. So, long story short, what I'm going to do for him and for any patron who gets boned by the government when we're trying to ship something to them is replace the bust. But you join the end of the queue. I don't bump you to the line. So, you know, the bust he'll be getting will be one later in the edition, and the mold wear will be on it. And I'll try and make it as perfect as I can, but I can't fight physics. So we do the best we can. But if that happens to any of you, when I ship your bust to you and you don't get it, if the post office loses it, because God only knows what goes on when these things are in transit, I make you this promise: I will either replace the bust or I'll give you a refund, and then I'll give you $100 off your next order from me. So that's what I'm doing for him, and that's what I'll do for anybody. My patrons are really important to me. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you really dig my art, and that makes me very happy. And I just want you to know that you're very important to me. Okay, well, I'm off my soapbox now. Anyway, I was finishing a lot of cool Dark Shadow stuff this week, and I even have my Barnabas ring on. And these are cool, actually. The Elope Costume Company has the official Dark Shadow stuff now, and I'm using the official wigs on the Barnabas bus, and they even have a cane. If you could find them, they're pretty rare, but if you can find them, they have the cane. I actually have a real cane that was from Germany, made out of silver and everything, that we'll show you in a little bit with the Barnabas bust. But if you want to build a figure out of a Barnabas bust, you can get the costume and everything. I get all this stuff off eBay. It's fantastic. So, you know, I'm just letting you know, if you wanted to build a Barnabas Collins figure out of your Barnabas Collins bust, it's easier to do now than it was in 1999 when I sculpted that guy. I haven't had any time to sculpt. I've been finishing and finishing and finishing. We finished 6 pieces in this last couple weeks, and next week I'm slated to finish 8. And I don't skimp on the quality. They're going to be wonderful pieces. I mean, as good as I can humanly make them, they're going to be. So that being said, let's go on to the front end and see what I've been up to. Well, as you can see, the dry line's very full again, but the paint table is showing pieces that are done, and I think they're all turning out wonderfully well. I will never send a piece to you that I don't think is 100% finished. I don't care how much you nag me. And just remember this, guys. As nervous as you get and as antsy as you get enough to send me an email, chances are about the time you send that email, I've started painting your bust. It just takes me as long as it takes me to get these things done, and I really don't want to rush it. And because if I rush it, then you're going to cuss me, and I don't want to go through that, and you don't want to go through that. So I'm going to take as long as I have to take to give you a quality piece, because once that box gets there and you've got the piece, the wait time will be forgiven. But I am really amazed that I'm cranking 6 to 8 a week out, and they're actually quality. And despite mold wear, the jokers look fantastic, and the molds are really wearing. I am just amazed at the inferiority of the plaster that we get nowadays. It's like when you put latex in it, the latex has acid in it or something, and it eats away the surface. It's bizarre. I've never, and all the time I was making masks before, I never encountered that kind of stuff. So I'm having to come up with systems to counteract the inferior quality of the gypsums and things like that, to make sure that I give you quality pieces. And so far, we're managing to do it. Anyway, the Summer Glow is ready to go. The Carolines are ready to go. My old friend Barnabas Collins is ready to go, and the jokers are ready to go. And next week, I'll be pulling more down from the dry line and also finishing up the DeVito Penguin, the Gary Oldman. This is the absolute last of my Gary Oldman Draculas in existence. So I'm going to be putting him on a base, and we're going to do him up really good for the patron that got him. And then he also wanted this first Exorcist thing that I did way back in the day called Reagan. And what I'm planning to do for him is paint her up right after the cross scene, where she's all bloody and her eyes are all big and black, and that kind of a thing. And we'll call it, Do You Know What She Did? How does that sound? Anyway, Mask Fest is up and going, so you all be safe up there and have a good time. And this is the Fiendish Dr. Phil Nichols from the lab. Everybody, have a good time. Bye-bye.